You know that feeling, right? That moment when the world just feels like it's spinning a bit too fast, challenges are piling up, and you just feel, well, like you're maybe ready to throw in the towel. Seems pretty common these days, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It really is a universal thing, that sense of being, overwhelmed by just how complex modern life is. It almost feels like the default setting sometimes.
It does. But what if I told you there's wisdom, like nearly 2,000 years old, that could offer a surprisingly potent antidote? Today, we're doing a deep dive into Stoicism. Specifically, we're zeroing in on the teachings of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius.
Oh, Marcus Aurelius, yeah.
Yeah, and it's all about building, incredible resilience, mastering self-control, and this is key, putting your energy only into what you can genuinely influence.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is how these aren't just like dusty old ideas. They're actually incredibly sharp, practical tools, really well suited for the pressures we face today.
Exactly. So, our mission here with this deep dive is to give you a kind of shortcut, a shortcut to being genuinely well-informed on how these insights can, fundamentally empower you.
Love to hear.
Right. And even thrive, whether you're dealing with personal stuff or major professional setbacks.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah. And we've been digging into a source called Stoic Resilience, timeless wisdom from Marcus Aurelius. Yeah. It's really designed to help you stay strong when things get tough. And, what immediately strikes me looking at this is how Marcus Aurelius didn't just endure adversity. He saw it differently. He saw it as a kind of necessary training.
That's exactly it. He fundamentally believed that adversity isn't something to just avoid or, wish away. He saw it as inevitable, yes, but also essential for shaping who you are. His teaching encourages us to embrace challenges, not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for real character growth.
Opportunities. Okay.
Think of it like a blacksmith forging steel, right? The metal only gets stronger when it goes through the fire.
That's a powerful way to put it. So it's not about just passively accepting hardship then?
Not at all.
It's more about viewing that tough situation. Maybe it's a demanding project, maybe a really painful personal thing, viewing it not as this unfair burden, but as a chance to be pushed maybe beyond your comfort zone.
Precisely. It's about shifting your whole perspective.
Yeah.
Seeing those obstacles as like stepping stones that reveal strengths you didn't even know you had. Not dead ends.
Okay, so reframing it.
Right. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it means cultivating a mindset that doesn't just, cope with challenges. It actually draws strength from them. It's a complete reframing. You're not simply enduring, you're actively evolving, becoming more robust, more capable with each difficulty you face.
Which I guess leads us right into another cornerstone Stoic idea, focusing really intensely on what you can control. Marcus Aurelius was apparently absolutely adamant about this.
Oh, complete.
Reminding us that fretting over things totally outside our influence is just, it's a fast track to stress and anxiety, right? But let's be honest, isn't it incredibly hard sometimes to really tell the difference between what's controllable and what's not, especially in the heat of the moment?
And absolutely is. It's difficult. And that's exactly where the Stoic practice comes in. It takes practice. The core idea is to kind of ruthlessly redirect your energy.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, when you're stressed, are you focusing on what you can influence?
Yeah.
Your thoughts, your actions, your responses? Or are you spiraling over things like, the weather, other people's opinions, tech glitches?
Yeah, guilty as charged sometimes.
We all are. The Stoic approach is to shift. Shift from that passive worry to active, focused strategy. So if a looming deadline is causing anxiety, okay, you can't control the clock, right? But you can control your time management, how you prioritize tasks, or maybe proactively talking to your team.
Right. Taking action on the controllables. So the key to a more peaceful mind, they argued, lies in this sort of radical act of letting go, releasing the uncontrollable, and really embracing the power of your own choices. And part of tapping into that power, you mentioned practice, comes from practicing mindfulness.
Yes, mindfulness aligns really beautifully with Stoic practices. It helps you maintain that clear-eyed focus, that inner clarity, even when things are tough, being fully present in the moment. Mm-hmm. It can seriously reduce feelings of overwhelm and that kind of reactive thinking.
And it's not just about, sitting meditation, although that's definitely one way.
Sure, that's one tool.
Stoic mindfulness seems more about cultivating this constant awareness in like your daily life. It could be deep breathing exercises, maybe moments of just simple reflection, or even just mindfully walking or drinking your coffee, really being there.
Experiencing the present.
Yeah, the idea is to sort of observe your thoughts as they pop up without getting swept away by them, which then lets you respond thoughtfully rather than just, reacting on impulse.
Exactly. And these practices, they go way beyond just crisis moments. They fundamentally improve your overall well-being. Sharper decision-making, a more engaged experience of life itself. It really transforms how you navigate all of life's challenges, not just the big dramatic ones.
Okay. And speaking of navigating life, another really critical idea is accepting impermanence. Now, when I first heard that, I gotta admit, my mind went somewhere kind of bleak.
Yeah, it can sound that way initially.
But the source material clarifies it's actually about reducing our fear. Fear of failure, fear of disappointment. So how does Marcus Aurelius turn this seemingly grim reality into something, well, liberating?
It's really far from bleak when you dig into it. It is profoundly liberating when you truly recognize that everything, the good stuff, the bad stuff, it's all temporary. It's all subject to change. When you get that, you can approach life with a much deeper sense of peace. Challenges are fleeting. But guess what? So are successes. This perspective encourages you to savor the good moments fully, but without desperately clinging to them. And to accept hardships as opportunities for growth, knowing they too will eventually pass. It just strips away so much anxiety, the anxiety of trying to hold on to what's already slipping away.
Okay, so accepting that nothing lasts forever actually builds resilience. And maybe there's a strange kind of comfort in that constant change.
There really can be.
But even with all that flux, we still need anchors. Which brings us to cultivating gratitude.
Gratitude, yes. Yeah. It's such a powerful counterforce to adversity, almost like a mental recalibration device. Marcus Aurelius really emphasized shifting your focus away from what you lack towards what you have, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant it might seem. It fosters contentment, joy, a positive outlook, even when circumstances are genuinely tough.
And the source suggests some practical ways, right? Like keeping a gratitude journal, or maybe just jotting down 3 things you're thankful for each day, or even just taking a moment in the morning to reflect. It sounds almost deceptively simple, but it really can shift your whole outlook, can it?
It absolutely can. It literally helps rewire your brain towards optimism over time. It helps you develop a more positive cognitive bias, which is just it's an undeniable cornerstone of resilience when life throws curveballs at you. It's not about ignoring the problems, let's be clear. It's about building up your internal resources to face them.
Got it. Okay, so after gratitude, the Stoics turn to seeking wisdom. In challenging times, wise decisions are obviously critical, but what kind of wisdom are we talking about here? Is it just like academic knowledge, book smarts?
Not really, no. Not primarily. It's about practical, actionable knowledge. Wisdom that equips you to navigate complexity with clarity and confidence. Wisdom helps you assess situations more objectively, make choices that are truly aligned with your deepest values and your long-term goals. The source specifically recommends looking into thinkers like Seneca and Epictetus, besides Marcus Aurelius' own meditations, of course. Because their insights offer these direct pathways to understanding human nature and figuring out effective action. It's about building a robust mental toolkit.
A mental toolkit, I like that. So building the intellectual and emotional tools to face challenges thoughtfully, but we're not meant to do it all alone, right? Which brings us to building a strong support network. Is this where the Stoics, who seem so focused on individual control, acknowledge community?
Precisely, yes. While Stoicism definitely champions self-reliance, Marcus Aurelius deeply understood the importance of community. He wasn't isolated. Having mentors, trusted friends, family, it provides invaluable support, different perspectives. It's absolutely not a sign of weakness to lean on others. In fact, it's a really powerful step towards building, collective resilience. We are social beings after all, and our connections offer both practical help and, crucially, emotional strength.
Yeah, that makes sense. Engaging with others lets you share struggles, get fresh perspectives, maybe get advice you wouldn't have thought of yourself. It really fosters that sense of belonging and can speed up personal growth too. Okay, and finally, the source highlights reflecting on your values.
Right, aligning your actions with your core values. This provides just unwavering direction and strength. When you're absolutely clear about what truly matters to you, what principles you live by, it becomes your ultimate anchor. Especially during the most turbulent times, It clarifies decisions. It provides a kind of moral compass.
And the source suggests ways to do this too, like creating a personal values list, or maybe journaling about times when you felt most fulfilled, when your actions really lined up with that internal compass.
Exactly. Or visualizing your ideal self and the values that resonate with that vision.
Yeah.
Those kinds of exercises. Because grounding yourself in your core beliefs makes it dramatically easier to make choices that align with your true self. And that fosters resilience and a deep sense of fulfillment, even when things are really hard. It's like building an inner fortress that external stuff just can't breach.
An inner fortress. Wow. Okay, so to recap this deep dive into Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism, we've covered 8 pretty powerful lessons for staying strong when things get challenging. We talked about embracing adversity, focusing on what you can control, practicing mindfulness, accepting impermanence,
Cultivating gratitude, seeking wisdom, building that support network, and reflecting on your core values.
Yep.
Right.
All 8.
And each of these lessons really offers remarkably practical tools to navigate life's ups and downs with, well, more resilience and a real sense of purpose. Applying even just 1 or 2 of these insights consistently can lead to some profound personal growth and, honestly, a much more fulfilling existence.
So here's my question for you, the listener, as you go about your week. Which one of these 8 timeless Stoic lessons might you pick as your anchor point for the next few days? And maybe think about how embracing even just that one lesson might shift your perspective even slightly on a challenge you're facing right now. Definitely something to mull over.